You're here because of COVID-19 and your kid cannot go to school, or you're not going to be like silly enough to send your kid to school. So hi, my name's Shauna. Welcome. If you're new here, welcome back. If you're just tuning in and you're trying to get some info on like online school, homeschool, I have a little info for you. I have been homeschooling since the 4th grade. My daughter is going to the 8th grade. So 4 years. 4 years we have been homeschooling. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. This will be our 5th year. I hope you guys can hear me. This will be our 5th year homeschooling. So she is under the K-12 program, but we're in South Carolina, so she follows the South Carolina curriculum, and which means like whatever your kid is probably learning in public school, she's learning it also. So we got our books in today, and we're gonna open everything. There's a lot of stuff, a lot more boxes than last year. So all of this stuff here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna try and run through this really quickly. As I'm going through it, I'm gonna talk to you guys and tell you why we decided to homeschool. And this is, I'm assuming, a welcome packet. So my daughter is now, I keep saying my sweetheart and I. Yes, it's the welcome packet. She is 13, going to the 8th grade. She turned 13 last month. This is August. She turned 13 in July. So I guess I will open this. It says open first. I'm gonna open this. These videos are usually long-winded, so I'm gonna try and speed it up here. This usually goes on this decal would look great on your computer. Totally not gonna happen. And I'm not a rebel or anything. I'm just like, where would this go on the computer? I'm confused. I'm a little confused as to where that would go, like on the computer. Speaking of computer, the school sends a laptop. I guess it's called a notebook. I call it laptop. I'm just not used to saying notebook, but so I guess it is a notebook. The school sends that. It will depend on like your income or if you want a computer from the school or not. I wanted a computer. I can't say that word. I wanted a laptop from the school because I know that everything would be loaded onto the laptop. And I am horrible with like computers. I'm not horrible, but I'm not the best. So I try not to, I try and stay in my lane. Whoa, my gosh. Okay, yeah, so they have everything that you need is on that laptop, like Firefox. They would like load like the latest version of Firefox. And yes, I'm sure I can do this, or my sweetheart can do this stuff also. But if she had her own computer, like I would have to go in and like put the K-12 like icon, or icon, that sounds weird. I told you I know nothing about computers. I would have to go in and just like manually do all that stuff myself. So like the first day of school, everything will be set for her. Like we just turn her laptop on and she's good to go. So this is math. This is the math 8th grade math book right here. And like I said, it's K-12, but we're in South Carolina, so her school is South Carolina Virtual Charter School. That's a math book. And I said I'm gonna let you guys know why we started homeschool. If you saw my video from last year or the year before, I tried explaining this, and the video was super low, so I hope this video is very loud. That's why I'm on my headphones. She went to public school up until 3rd grade. Her teacher got sick, and I saw her grades declining. She was always like a really good student. And after her teacher got sick and wasn't at school for the latter part of the year, her grades were like going down. Like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? So she had a lot of substitute teachers, and you know how that goes. And I didn't feel that she was gonna learn what she needed to learn in 3rd grade to be promoted to 4th grade. They're gonna promote her anyway, because that's just what happened here with this school systems in South Carolina. So I was like, yeah, so you're gonna finish out 3rd grade. My sweetheart and I just talked about it. We're like, we're just gonna let her finish out 3rd grade, and then that's when I started homeschooling her, 4th grade up until now. This says South Carolina Journey, so I'm assuming this is, I would assume, a history book, but I'm not positive. Yes. Yeah. So we've been homeschooling ever since. Here's another box. So, to the new parents that are homeschooling, I'm going to start out with the truth. You're going to be overwhelmed. Completely overwhelmed. Like, I wanted to give up our first year. I was like, I can't do this. But I've come too far. I've already taken her out of public school, so I'm going to have to like see it through. So there were lots of tears and prayers and all this other stuff. Coffee. I need coffee right now, actually. I'll get some in a minute. That'll be my 3rd cup for the day. But yeah, lots of tears and stuff, because you want your child to do your best, but if you suck at like computer skills like I do, you're gonna have sort of a hard time. And I don't want to scare you guys. It gets so much easier. I promise it gets easier. But I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it's like easy from the jump, because it's not. It's not. It's not. This is, yeah, each box would have a checklist. The first 2 boxes did it because it was just one book, but this is so the Frederick Douglass narrative book is in here. I don't know if you guys want to know all this stuff, but it just lists the books that are in here. Also, The Lord of the Flies. So some of these books that they won't even get through all of this stuff. So I'm gonna pull it out here. Here's Anne Frank, The Diary of a Young Girl, and that's the Frederick Douglass book I was talking about. And Lord of the Flies, and this is like the actual, like, I guess, ELA book here. Okay, so there is that box. I'm going to throw these on the floor. So yes, we've gotten through the part about you being overwhelmed, and that's only because there's a lot, like you have to take in a lot of info. Like if you've never done this before, you're not going to really know what to do. So I would encourage you to watch my video and some other videos that are going to be a little more informative than mine. No one really takes me serious. But yeah. Here's a fun box. I'm going to finish this thought and then I'm going to go through this box. So yes, it's going to be a little overwhelming at first, but you can get through it because you're going to have to. Are you going to send your kid to school right now during COVID-19? So if you're looking at this video and it's like 3 years later or 2 years later, you know all about COVID-19. But if you're watching this video now, you're here because of COVID-19 and your kid cannot go to school. So, or you're not going to be like silly enough to send your kid to school. So, yeah, so you're going to be like a first-time parent homeschooling your kid. First-time parent. You're going to be a first-time teacher homeschooling your kid. So shout out to you moms and dads. If you guys are working together, that's even better. We also have a 6-year-old that's going to be starting school, 1st grade. And my heart is beating out of my chest already. This is when I'm going to see what I'm made of, because she has not been to school, like, at all. So we are in charge of her reading and learning, like, all this stuff. Like, she's going to learn to read under our watch. A little scary. So I'm going to see what I'm made of right now. Or I'm going to see what he's made of. I'm trying to get my sweetheart to handle her. And then I stick with the 8th grader. But we will see. So just try and like be to your classes on time. And I'm going to go through the schedule that we had last year so you can sort of get an idea of how scheduling works for homeschool. But try to attend live classes. Okay, so yeah, I'll start now and tell you how this goes. Taylor, that's my 13-year-old. Last year she was in 7th grade. So at 9 o'clock is her first class. Her first class was math. Math is my least favorite subject. Okay? And she's okay in math. The teachers, can I just tell you guys about the teachers? The teachers are great. Like all of her teachers that she's had, with the exception of one teacher last year, her biology teacher, yeah, she was okay. But I felt she could have been a lot better because the other teachers were fantastic. I've never had a problem with any of her other teachers. I didn't have a problem with that one either. It's just that she wasn't like on the speed of which I was used to with her teachers, with Taylor's teachers. So I wake her up at 8 o'clock. She like does her morning routine and eats breakfast, and we start at 9 o'clock. Now, we did not have like an official area really where Taylor did her work. So we would start off at the bar in the kitchen. You've probably seen that from some of my previous videos. We would start off at the bar in the kitchen and with math, because I needed to be in math class with her so that when the teacher's going over the work, I'm there with her to see what's going on, to make sure she's paying attention. And because they do have, I wouldn't call it homework, but yeah, sort of like homework after. So they would have an hour or 45 minutes for one class. So her first class was math. And then she would also have like follow-up. So that's when you do like classes or work after class is done for the day. Like all the classes are done for the day. So math was at 9. It ended at 9:45. The classes, here's how they interact with the teachers. She has a laptop so she can see the teacher. The teacher cannot see the students. There's at least 15 to maybe 30 or 40 students in the class. I'm gonna try and lift you guys. So that's how classes are. And sometimes they can turn like their camera on, and they would like share different things. Say if they have like a project, they can show the teacher, or if you just want it to go on a camera. My camera roll was full, so if you want to go on the camera, you can do that sometimes. And you can raise your hand. The teacher will you can raise your hand. That means if you know the answer to a question, you can sort of like raise your hand virtually and answer the question that the teacher is asking. So from 9 to 9:45, and there's like a 5-minute break because the next class starts at 10, and which was ELA for her, I believe. Was it ELA? Yeah. So that's a 45-minute, and then they would have a break for lunch. So an hour. I believe it was like maybe an hour and like 15 minutes, and then they would come back for history for 45 minutes, and then for science right after. So classes will start at 9 o'clock and end at 2:30, I believe it was. But they would have like the break in between, the lunch break. And they encourage you guys to like do physical education also. So like outside and do something. Like the goal is to not have the kids staring at a computer the entire time. What else do you need to know? So that's how the classes work. I'm going to do a more in-depth video in her room, like showing you guys her space and what we're going to do differently this year, because I would like most of her schooling to be in her room. She has a new desk that she really wanted, so I'm hoping that's going to inspire her to be a better student this year, because I know she could have been like a great student last year. Partly my fault. I like fell off a little last year. 7th grade seemed a little, 7th grade has changed. It seemed a little harder, but I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but if I can do homeschooling, you can too. What else do you guys need to know? I'm gonna look at these boxes. So here is a graduated cylinder. If you can see that through the cloudiness. A lot of this stuff they never like use. So this would be pipe cleaners. Here is some sand, fine sand, F-I-N-E, not F-I-N-D. Here's a stopwatch. Some clay. We get this every year. We've yet to use this. In class, now, if your child wants to use this stuff for extracurricular, would be my guess. Here are some, these are the centimeter gram cubes. Here are the safety goggles. Here's another map. This is huge, like this map is really big. Wait, no. Yeah, it is, it's the same one. I saw this in the back and thought it was something different. And I think that's it. There's coarse sand also. So that's sort of like, this is the science kit. It says so right there, that's a science kit. Why is the wall map in the science kit? Okay. Yeah. If you guys, I wish this was a live video, but I refuse to do a live video because I have like 100 and something subscribers, and I will probably be in that live video alone. But never say never. This kit here, or box rather, is the Intermediate World Art. So we have an advanced preparation and safety info. These, okay, so this is the art stuff. There's some really pretty pictures in here that I'm gonna use if they don't use it in her room. And here's like part B. And we have this. I would love to take this out of the bag for you guys, or the box, but I'm not gonna do that right now. But you can see what's in here. Paintbrushes and paint and self-hardening clay. Yeah, I should probably take that out of the box. I know some people would want me to take that out of the box. I'm trying to make this video as short as possible. It's already like 14 minutes. Oh, was that it for the boxes? That's it. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, so like I said, we are going to 8th grade this year, and just try and do your best. If you get discouraged, phone a friend, talk about your feelings. You can do this, guys, because you're gonna have to do it. Like, you can't make excuses. You're gonna have to do it. Your kid still needs to learn. You don't want them to like not learn under your watch. You can't blame the teachers this year. I have some other boxes here. I'm not gonna have that as part of this video because you guys aren't my regular subscribers, so you did not come here for that. But I'm gonna film another video. So my subscribers, if you see me in this outfit again, it's the same day, same hour, probably same few minutes. But I encourage you guys to subscribe to my channel. My name's Shauna. I am a Charleston native. I live in Charleston, South Carolina. I've lived here all my life. Why am I doing this? Yes, I've lived in Charleston, South Carolina all my life with the exception of 1 year. But yeah, I love it here in Charleston. If you're from Charleston, you probably say Charleston or Chucktown. Yep. I think that's it. If I'm forgetting anything that you guys like really need to know, so the main classes that my child has had throughout homeschooling is math, ELA, which is English Language Arts, history, some sort of history class, and a science class, so biology. I'm assuming, was that a biology book this year also? I know it's not chemistry, so yeah, those are the 4 main classes. So she may have 4 teachers, but when we first started, her math teacher was also her science teacher, and her history teacher was also her ELA teacher. but she was in like 4th grade at the time. She's 8th grade now, so she has, in 7th grade, she had a different teacher for each subject. And so you do all of your work with the teacher. So the teacher, you guys, the parent, whoever, you're the learning coach. The parent needs to understand that you're helping the student learn, but they have an actual teacher. You're just a learning coach. You're the person that makes sure that the student is doing the work, turning the work in, staying on task. But your job is very important. You have a very important job. Don't let it get to you, but you're gonna have to be like on your P's and Q's if you want your kid to succeed out here in these streets. So I would say have like a really great support system. Get up early and get your stuff together. Like have a plan. Like plan your day either the night before or even a week in advance. Because if you just walk into this and there's no like preparation, you're gonna be like how I was the first. I would say the first year. Yeah, the first year. It got easier as the year went on, but yeah, it was a tough year. And I was working on top of that. I'm still working now. So my plan is to continue. I get up at 4 o'clock in the mornings. So my plan is to have that time dedicated to myself. Whatever I need to do needs to get done. Any schoolwork that I need to prepare for them will probably be done the night before. I haven't really figured out what I'm going to do as far as that part goes. But I'm going to have it together this year because, like I said, there's going to be 2 that I'm responsible for now. I'm going to shift a lot of that responsibility onto Dad this year. So, yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope it helps someone out there. If you're afraid and don't think you can do it, I'm here to tell you that you can do it. Like I said, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but we got through the years. And the first, so 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, she had A's and B's. 7th grade, which was last year, we had one D, and that was her science class. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that she made all the grades, because no, all of her grades weren't good. But that was her fault, my fault. I can't blame that on the teacher. You just have to stay on top of it, guys. Just do what you need to do. You know what you need to do. You know what you expect from your kid. You know what you expect from yourself. So, like, just do it and get it done. Thank you for watching this video. Goodbye.